World Cup final game day live. It's Shebahn with you here. Former Arsenal winger Perry Groves here as well, and we have just about taken our stomachs out of our backsides and we're ready to go. Perry, that was mental. If you've been under a rock for the last few hours, Argentina are World Cup winners in absolutely outstanding fashion. It very nearly wasn't theirs. Perry, sum that up in a few words if you can.
I just think that is the greatest game that I've ever seen. The greatest football game. I know obviously the World Cup final puts it on a completely different level, and we're all sitting watching it, and we've got no interest in either team, and we're getting excited, and our emotions a roller coaster up and down, and getting nervous when it comes towards the end of like extra time, nervous in the penalties. So I think Netflix are probably like writing a drama as we speak, aren't we? Because if you wrote that, you'd say, nah, it's too far-fetched.
That was, it was a bit much.
Yeah, because especially in the first half when basically France didn't show up, did they?
Yeah.
They were just really poor. I know they'd been ill, some players have been ill, but they looked very leggy. And when Argentina go in 2-0 up at half-time, you just think, well, that's it. Apart from one person who actually said...
Listen to your mama.
You're not wrong.
Got to listen to her.
I can see France get on a side. No, not really. And to be fair, did have a chance to make like substitutions, which does change the game. And Mbappe's like really quiet, and then great players affect their teams, even if they're not playing particularly themselves. They drag your team up by the bootlace. It's exactly what Mbappe did. And you've got to say, on Argentina's side of it, they won it 3 times. They're like 2-0 up at half time, they've won it. Get pulled back to 2-2, you think, all right, they've gone. Go 3-2 up, they've won it. Pull back to 3-3. And then they obviously go ahead, and 4 of the best penalties you'll probably ever see under the amount of pressure that the Argentinian players were under. Incredible job. I said, I think it's the greatest game that I've ever seen.
I think I have to agree with you. I wish I could say, no, I've seen better. That had absolutely everything, twists and turns along the way. But at the end of it all, it feels like the best lad on the planet who's ever played football won the World Cup in his last ever World Cup, which he has said. And he almost doesn't look ready to ever walk away or not being present at a World Cup again. The absolute GOAT for sure now is Lionel Messi.
Well, any shadow of a doubt. I think, there's always is he better than Maradona? Is he obviously born in the same era as obviously Ronaldo? Whatever. I think with winning the World Cup and scoring in every round, the first player ever in a World Cup to score in every round, which is scoring big goals, dragging his team again by their bootlaces when he probably hasn't dominated games, but it's when he just has that influence on the game. He only has to do it, doesn't he, for like 35, 40 seconds at a time. And his work rate, which people probably underestimate a little bit as well, because he does his job for his team. He's playing up front with Alvarez, and he just drops in. And so, I would say that you'd have to say as well with him, he's the GOAT without any shadow of a doubt.
Player of the tournament, and we were talking about this off air as well. Last year, their greatest ever, Maradona, passing away, and now to have confirmed a new one. There was always the debate, who's the best that's ever played, but Messi now, to have that around his neck, that World Cup medal, to have won absolutely everything in the fashion that he has in this tournament. It has been his tournament, and you think to how Argentina started, Perry. Did you foresee that coming?
Was that was back in September, wasn't it? I think the first game seems like it was like
years ago.
From months ago, getting beat by Saudi Arabia under pressure. So they've been under pressure all the way through the tournament. Like must-win games, and then you have to admire their resilience, Argentina, because they did it against Netherlands where they were 2-0 up. Didn't they get pulled back by Weghorst like 2 goals? They have to go on and win that as well. So there's a real togetherness. You wouldn't say that there's a load of outstanding players in part, obviously Lionel Messi being the best, the greatest of all time, but it's a togetherness they have, and the team structure. And you're a big fan of obviously McAllister, aren't you?
For what reason? I haven't mentioned that.
No, you haven't mentioned. I never said anything. But obviously they've had good team performances all the way through. And then you say with Martinez in goal as well.
Up the Villa.
Yeah, well,
up the Villa.
What did Arsenal get for him? 20 million quid. If you think 10 years ago, Martinez was playing for Oxford United on loan.
In 2012, Oxford United.
Yes.
I mean, it's truly incredible stuff. 03717223344 is the number to get in touch. You will always remember this moment. You will always remember this World Cup. How did you watch it? I'll always remember being stuck in the production office with 7 of the lads from talkSPORT watching that penalty shootout, and yourself, Perry. You will always remember this moment, and Qatar will be rubbing their hands together going, we've absolutely nailed that. And going into this tournament, so much doubt. It was just a spectacular end to the first Winter World Cup. We'd like to see more of it, would you? 03717223344. Is Messi the absolute GOAT? Undoubtedly. I mean, surely even your Ronaldo diehards are looking at Messi and going, absolutely fair play to you, sunshine. What did you do? How did you watch it? And what's the fallout from this World Cup? I mean, there's been so many highlights, Perry.
I think you've had a lot of upsets. You've like Morocco being absolutely outstanding, playing excellent football, and players that you probably haven't heard of before, have come to the fore. Said Japan with their 2 brilliant wins right at the beginning of the season, then playing sort of the power football, making substitutions and then going for teams' throats and actually winning games that they're not expected to win. So there's loads of different. I think it was a slow, but to start off with, it was quite slow, and then in the group stages, then it started to gradually build up, and then seeing the big guns like Spain go out and seeing Belgium go out and Germany go out. So
Brazil go out.
Yeah, Brazil, exactly, yeah. So as you said there, I think when we had the semi-final stages, I think FIFA were pleased that it was the 2 big dogs like France and Argentina getting to the final. And they, in their wildest dreams, they couldn't imagine it being as a brilliant a game what it became.
Nobody could. Mbappe as well. He'll be going into his bed tonight thinking, I've just scored 4 goals in a World Cup final and won the Golden Boot, but not won the World Cup. I mean, they were so close, but the fact that he was able to drag his team back, and I saw a great tweet, so many people saying the same thing. He's not the kind of player who has to play well for 90 minutes. It's the opportunity that Mbappe takes in those moments to get 2 goals in a couple of minutes, to bring them back, to level things out, to take it to extra time. Incredible.
Well, especially the goal that he got to make it 2-2, where is this a good link up with Thuram, and then as it's dropping to him, he could have taken the touch, but he's got so much confidence in his own ability that he thinks, no, I'm going to actually take it on the volley. It's like a falling volley, and just absolutely smash past Martinez, give him no chance, and hits it on the deck and past him. That's when you know that you've got that belief. And I think I heard an interview with Pochettino saying about Harry Kane and Mbappe, and the 2 differences where obviously both world-class players, but Harry Kane wants to be involved all the time and get involved and build up and drop deep, and he doesn't drift out of games, whereas Mbappe, he's happy enough just to drift and think, right, when I am involved, I'm going to influence this game. You said there, what is he, 20? Is he for 24?
23, 24 next week or something?
I think, yeah. So imagine,
still a baby.
Won the World Cup hat-trick, and obviously got his penalty as well. Won the Golden Boot, and he's not 24 yet. No. Incredible.
Hat-trick in the World Cup final. Absolutely outstanding. 03717223344 is the number to give us a call. Let us know what you thought of that final. It just pretty much had it all, didn't it? 810 89 is the number to get in touch if you want to text it as well. Later on in the show, by the way, we're going to just talk about Gareth Southgate. He's staying on as England manager. How do you feel about that? We can get you on for a call if you want to vent or if you're supportive, because Perry, we mentioned it when we were watching that penalty shootout. What would England do in this situation if they were in that World Cup final with Argentina? How it would have ended? And maybe I was rude in saying to you, you just ain't at that level. You're not at that level yet. That's fair.
Yeah, no, I think the group of players that we have, without a shadow of a doubt, are at that level, because they are elite players. It's whether Gareth Southgate, which we'll talk about later on, is the manager to take him onto that level and win major trophies. And I just we heard we're up here in talkSPORT Towers, aren't we, on floor 17. We heard the massive sigh of relief from FA headquarters when obviously Gareth Southgate announced that he was going to stay on, because they have had no other plans, but they were like, oh, thank God for that.
We'll talk about Southgate a little bit later on in the show.